besties, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to do this video. It is my 2025 wrap up, and it was a long year, a very long year. There were some ups, there's some downs. There were months where I definitely read more. I'm definitely like a mood reader, so I think that like once I moved here across the country, I definitely read a lot more. But let's get into it. I'm literally so excited to talk about this. So oh my god, before we get into the wrap, I had a couple of goals that I had set for myself. So overall, my reading challenge was 150 books, and I wanted to be more consistent in my reading. I wanted to diversify my reading more, whether that be I want to diversify my reading. So that was in all aspects. I wanted to do different genres. I wanted to read by POC authors. I wanted to read LGBTQ and other aspects because I felt like I had stuck pretty heavily in the previous years to like just romance. So that was it. I also wanted to get out of my head a little bit more and do more challenges because this is the second year that I did like reading journaling and challenges, and so I really wanted to like incorporate them more in my like life. And I also wanted to be consistent in my reading journal because like I said, this is my second year, and I felt like I wanted to like keep it up to the same level as I did the previous year, if not a little bit better. So those are my goals. It was pretty simple, and let me tell you, I don't think I can accomplish any of them, but that's what they are. They're just goals. They're not like anything that it's not a standard that I'm holding myself to. It was just something that I was hoping to reach, but I didn't realize like how bad my like mental disorders would get this year. So it's fine. We got pretty close on all of them. Yeah, those were my 3 goals. So it was 150 books, diversify my reading, and be consistent. And yeah, we will see how we go. For 2025, I read 121 books out of 150. I was 81% to my reading goal. And I think that that's pretty good. I think 121 books in general is pretty good. Like, I'm definitely reading more than an average reader in the USA. And so, just to be able to say that I read that many books is amazing. I'm, like, really proud of myself because I had a goal and I was actively trying to reach it even towards the end. For those 121 books, it was 44,100 pages. It also was 94 digital and 27 physical. A lot of those are books I owned, but I was definitely using the library a lot more this year, so a lot of those were library books. And then for the digital aspect, I do have Kindle Unlimited. I think that's the best $12 to spend every month. I read so many books, and I just love the things that comes with it. I love that. My average rating was a 3.37. 2 were young adult, 1 was horror/thriller, and 1 was YA. I think I did pretty good. I think I did really good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. And then I only DNF'd 6 books last year, which I think is a pretty huge accomplishment. Yeah, 6 books. So proud of us. I did do the alphabet challenge this year, and I got every letter besides J and Z. I think this is more than I got the previous year. I think I was missing 3 letters, and I'm only missing 2 this year. Very proud of myself. It's just very surprising that I didn't read a J book at all this year. I also did the Read Across America challenge. I did this again last year, and I thought it was really fun to like try to remember like where these books took place at and like where they're setting at. And I will say this year was so much harder. I had a lot of books this year that would focus on small, like cozy, fictional towns and never said like an actual state out loud. or I would read books in the same like state multiple times. I've gotten 29 out of 50 states. So just a little bit past halfway through this challenge, but still very close. And one that I want to try, but I'm not sure if I'm going to bring it into the new year, is a Read Across the World challenge. So much harder. I read, I think, 6 books that were located outside of the UK, like outside of America, and that's obviously like the UK, England, Ireland. I've gotten one in Greece. I've gotten one in Spain, Canada, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Indonesia as a whole. It was Bali, I believe, and Australia. So that one won't be going in next year. I also did my book bingo. This is something new that I saw like a lot on TikTok when I was doing my reading journal last year, and it was so much fun. I was able to get one bingo, only one, but I was very close on all of them. So I'm gonna do like a little insert right here, but it's just showing you like which ones I was able to complete, and I think I'm definitely gonna bring that into the new year. And yeah, so I kind of want to break it down month by month. I think that'll be a little bit of fun. So in January, I read 10 books, and my favorite from that month was Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess. It is hard to explain where this is at in the Percy Jackson series, but there's the original Percy Jackson series that is with Titan's Curse, Sea of Monsters, that's based on the TV show that's going on right now. And then there's Heroes of Olympus, and then the Trials of Apollo. And then for some reason Rick was like, you know what, let's go back. And so now it's technically a part of the original series, but it's after all the events of the, like, all those other series. So Percy is like 17, 18 in the series, like in this new book. And I gave it, oh my gosh, what did I give it? 5 stars. In February, I read 8 books, and my favorite out of that book was This Could Be Us by Kennedy Bryan. This is not the first book I read by her, but it was the most enjoyable. It was my most favorite out of like everything that I've ever like read from her. And it was the first book that I read, which is crazy. But I was emotionally invested into like each character and like how the plot like went, and I love the writing style of it. It felt mature. It felt different from all the books that I've read previously, and I was just like happy for the couple. I was happy for everything that was going on in the book. Like, I was involved. So that one also got 5 stars out of me. For March, I read 10 books, and my favorite out of that month was Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. It got 4.5 stars. It was just nice to see another, like, I love her series of STEMinists. I think that's what she calls them, where they're like women in STEM fields, because I'm a woman in a STEM field, and I love like being challenged in a sense. Like, I love that she never lets them be dumb or stupid because to like get a man, and that's what I love it. I felt like there was like some parts of the story that like didn't make any sense, or I would have handled it a different way, and it kind of like threw me out of the story a little bit. But for the most part, it was like a really good story. It was a really good character between Eli and Rue, and like their love story, and also like being a woman in STEM. It was like really cute. It was really amazing. So April. So for the next month in April, I read 9 books, and my favorite out of that was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I think that it was funny that March and April had both were Ali Hazelwood. And it was just a cute book. I gave this one 5 stars. Everybody had like, there was a little bit of controversy regarding the book because people were like, it's too spicy, or it's not spicy enough. Everybody said this is gonna be her spiciest book, and I was like, I feel I don't know. I feel nice to say that it wasn't too bad for me. I felt like it definitely could have been spicier. Um, but it was overall very cute. There wasn't like a little bit, and I mean a very like hint of a cheating trope, which almost took me out of the book, but then it was resolved very quickly. And that's all I'm gonna say about that book. It was very cute. For the next month of May, I read 10 books, and my favorite out of that like month was The Partner Plot by Katrina Forrest. It was the first time I read something by her, and I like really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.75 stars because it was just so close to being perfect. I love the writing style since it was the first time I read something by her. I love the characters. The entire story like bordered on being like a rom-com. Like this is something we would definitely watch in a movie. Okay, so moving on to June, I read 11 books, bumping it up a little bit from the previous months, and hands down, my favorite book was Sunrise on the Reading. I think this might have been my favorite book of the entire year. I buddy read it with Sydney. Shout out to Sid. And let me tell you guys, I'm like simultaneously ready and not ready at all for the movie that's coming out later this year. It's terrifying. Like I'm ready here, not ready here. Do you know what I mean? Like I was bawling my eyes out to the book. I don't think I'm gonna handle the movie. Like I don't think I'm gonna handle it at all actually. Um okay. So for the next month in July, I read 9 books. And the favorite book of this month was Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and that one was like amazing. It was the first Emily Henry book I read all year long, and I think the only one actually. No, it was the first one. And it was just so good. Finally, we get to August. And August was a rough month because I was moving and working like a lot of shifts to get some money. So I read 8 books that month. So my best book was It's a Love Story by Annabelle. Oh my god, Monaghan. It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. If I pronounced that wrong, I'm so sorry, Miss Girl, if you ever happen to come across this video. But yeah, it was a really good story. It was really, really cute. I think that I gave it 5 stars. Okay, so for September, it was my birthday month. I turned the big 25, and I didn't think I read this much, but I read 12 books in September. My favorite book of September was Summer of Love by Sophie Thomas, and it was a really short but very impactful kind of book. I love the writing style, but more than that, it kind of like really reminded me of what I wanted to see in a partner. And it was just like someone who like is attentive without you having to beg, without you having to ask for him to like notice the things that you want or notice the things that like make you happy. And that's all what this person, like this MMC was all about. He was just all about pleasing the FMC, and I was like, that's the kind of love that I like want to pass on. There were some parts that I didn't love about it, just like I didn't think that the X needed to be there for too long, but overall, a pretty good book. I rated it 4 stars, and it was my highest rating book of September. So September wasn't a great month of books, but I think that one was like a good standout. So we're coming on the last quarter. October, I read 16 books. This is definitely the month that I read did the 24-hour readathon, and that is like one of my previous videos, and I'll like link it down below, guys, if you want to go watch that. Very fun for me. The best book out of October was the oh my gosh, I can never get this title right. It's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. It was my first thriller of this year. Was obsessed with it. I gave it 5 stars. I think that like the language was a little bit rough. If you do go read it, just like a warning, it is a little bit rough and you have to like go in with an open mind. But I was not expecting anything to happen. That's my problem with horror, is that I feel like I have good pattern recognition, and so I'm able to like anticipate it before it even happens. And in this book, like everything that kept happening kept like twisting and turning and throwing me upside down, and literally like for the last like 150 pages I'm like this. Like I I was shocked. It was a good book, and I think I'm gonna read more because I feel like everybody on TikTok has been talking about like Grady Hendrix and like what good of a writer he is, and how he like really captures that like awe or like disgust or like the ennui. I don't even know what to like. It's like an emotion that I literally can't describe. It was just like so I'm really excited to like getting more into him next year. For November, I read 6 books. November was a rough month. I don't know what was going on. I think I had just like I don't know what happened in November. In November, I had rediscovered Hogwarts Legacy, and I was obsessed with playing that on my Switch and more than like reading. So like reading took a backseat during that month. And my favorite was 3 Pucking Words by B. Celeste. I rated it 4 stars. Again, it was my highest rating book of the month, but I love the representation that it had. I love that we got to see a plus size woman like fall in love and not like her weight be a big thing. She also had like PCOS. She had a guide dog. We had a single dad. It was just a very cute story. I think there were like some things I didn't love about it, but for the most part, it was like a really cute and a really enjoyable book. Alright, final month, you guys. We made it to December. Who stayed here long enough to do it with me? Alright, guys. I had to like think about it because I hadn't even looked at it myself. But for December, because it just finished, I read 12 books. And my favorite out of that little bunch was What You're Gonna Do by Avery Flynn. It was on my TBR. If you guys like watched that video, I think I picked it out. I think it was because it had green or had something to do with like magic. That's what it was. The prompt was it had something to do with magic, and I was like, okay, I'm not like sure how I'm gonna feel about it because it's December. This is not like the magic time, but I actually enjoyed it. I like really enjoyed it, you guys. It was like a really fun book. I ended up rating it 4 stars, and it was a really good book. I didn't enjoy some aspects, only because I wish that they were elaborated on more. It like there's a time jump at the end, and it's like a huge time jump, and then it's like we'll read the other stories to find out more. Like that's how it felt, and so I was like, oh, like that kind of put a pause on it. But there's like the story of like the main characters, gorgeous, fun. I love a good heist. Like it was like very, very cute. So yes, so that was my that was my wrap up for the entire year. Saying goodbye to 2025 and moving on to 2026, and I only have a few goals. I'm definitely going to keep my book goal the same. We're going to try for 150 books again this year. I think that that's a reasonable goal. And then another goal, I'm going to keep the basics. I think I'm just going to keep them again, because you don't want to change your goals and not like, I don't know. But we're definitely going to be more consistent. We're going to be more consistent with my journal. We're going to be more consistent in posting, making sure I'm like up to date with like trends and whatnot. Because let me tell you guys, I had an entire video planned where I was like rushing to finish this journal because I was behind 4 months. September, yeah, I was behind 4 months by like, when did I come home? The 27th. So I had 4 days to do 4 months worth of reading journal like spreads. And I was like, you know what, I won't do that again. Not next year. So we're going to be more consistent. We're going to dedicate at least one day a month, to make sure we're up to date on the month that we're like the month that we're in. So we're gonna definitely do that. And then I definitely want to continue to diversify my reading. And like I said, it's genres, it's authors, it's the LGBTQ community, it's everything involved, because I think that reading is knowledge. We're definitely going to just try to do more next year, trying to like get out of just reading romance. It's going to be hard because that's what I've been reading for the past 5 years. But we're going to try because I think it's something that is worthwhile. Like I'm reading 107 Days by Kamala Harris, and it's just like very intriguing to me. So like more books like that. Like second goal, this is not a reading goal, but it is a goal. Bookish. It's a bookish goal. Yes. I want to buy more books. I counted my library today, and I'm at 135 books, 135, 140. There's some books like missing or like in different places. So that's the best estimate. And I want to be able to like put more books up here. I want to put books in my bedroom. I want to put books, like I want my office to be brimming with more books, but not too much. A girl does not need to be spending too much money. A man can be spending his money on me, yes. But I do want to buy more books. I think that like expanding my library is going to be something like beneficial to me. It's going to make me happy. A bookish goal, not a book related goal, is that I want to post more content for you guys. So I'm trying to aim for at least 2 videos a month. If I can do more than that, that'd be amazing. If I just hit the 2 videos a month, that's also fine. I'm also like hoping to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. Hopefully you guys love what I put out and you enjoy my like editing, you enjoy me as a person, and you share it to other people, and you like relate to it, and I can get more subscribers, and I can then like dedicate more time to putting out more videos for you guys. So yeah, let's recap. 150 bucks, being more consistent, diversifying, buying more books, and then better content, more content. And is that it? Oh, lastly, this is my last goal for 2026, and they, like, by they, it's the besties, it's Drea, it's Akari, it's Gabby, it's definitely Sydney. Sydney is gonna come up a lot, but they all are like, when I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna read, you guys, or like I want books but I don't know what books I want to buy yet, and they're always like, don't you have a TBR? Okay guys, whatever. So my physical TBR is 60 books. My digital TBR as of January 3rd, the day that I'm filming this video, is I can't even say it out loud. My digital TBR as of today is 569 books. So we're gonna get that down to, let's say, 400. Hoping to get that down to 400. This, like, some of this does include like my physical. So let's just say 400 as a goal is to get down to my TBR. So we're trying to dwindle, we're trying to demise. I actually think that it's better to like not buy more books until I can get some of that down, but I know me, and I know that I'm gonna be like, oh my god, a free book, or oh my god, this book's on sale, like it's normally $20 and I'm gonna get it for $4, like oh my gosh. Literally, you guys, I just went to Barnes & Noble for their after Christmas sale, and I was like, I'm only gonna buy 3 books. Actually, I didn't even say 3. I only wanted to buy 2, and I ended up buying 4. I ended up buying 4 books. It so a good sale will have me. A good sale will have me. So that's it. Um, I hope you will join me on this like next like journey for this year. I think that 2026 is really going to be like an amazing year. I feel it here, but you know, like it's something spiritual, and we have our goals. We're going to try to stick to them as much as we can. The next video that I'm going to put out for you guys is my reading journal like overview, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to do a walkthrough of this one, this bad boy, and then I'm going to do setting up my new one, and I'm like super excited to get that set up with you guys, and then we'll go from there. Like, I'm really excited. I think that 2026 is going to be a good year. Comment down below what are some of your goals for 2026, bookish or not, just for goals in general, and how you felt like 2025 ended up for you. And comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's join our bookish community together. I would love to do another book club this year. We tried it 2024. Me, Drea, Gabby, Claire, we tried it and it didn't end up working just because we have like definitely like we all read at different paces and it was hard. But yeah, so yeah, that was my 2025 wrap up and a little bit of a like sneak preview into 2026, and I'm really excited to like be sharing it with you guys. All right, bye besties.